nitrous wash.
The chameleon... Oh, it's done it again. The chameleon can move its eyes independently, which enables it to focus on two objects at the same time. Should it be necessary to focus on a third, the chameleon will tip its head a little. They have been worshipped for millennia as gods. This tells you more about religion than it does chameleons, however. Larger chameleons are said to taste very much like chicken, but the Goodman's chameleon, which reaches just 1.6 centimeters when fully grown, is said to taste rather more like a salty bald eagle. The chameleon's ability to change color at will is thought to derive from the fact that they were hunted so extensively because of their ability to change color at will. When threatened, they will often impersonate a lion, or perhaps a phone box. The brain is attached to the skull by a sticky pad from which it can be flicked towards the prey, trailing behind it the central nervous system. Many species of chameleon are blind and rely on echolocation, as do bats and camels. In Uganda, where the chameleon is known as the chameleon, the skin is used often for shoes and belts, very often in fact, as people can rarely find their shoes or their belts. Thanks to the introduction of photosensitive glues, most illegally copied high-fashion items in the West are made from chameleon skins. When skinned, an adult chameleon can live its full lifespan, but does look rather freaky. Populations were seen to decline across Africa due to a superstitious belief that you can put a chameleon in your washing to stop your colours running, even at 60 degrees. In the middle 20th century, chameleon racing became very popular across the African continent, but was wiped out after it was explained that you really can't tell who's won. Hung in an orange tree, a chameleon will start to taste of orange after about an hour. In the late 1880s New Hampshire town of Freeport, it rained chameleons for very nearly 3 weeks, but no one noticed until they started to go off. Though chameleons are part of the lizard family, they very rarely bother meeting for dinner or sending greetings cards. Few people realize the extent to which the chameleon is a mimic of sound. Most of the noises you hear in the jungle are actually chameleons laughing at you. Ever resourceful, the chameleons are becoming increasingly an urban creature. A survey by the World Wildlife Fund says that perhaps as much as 40% of the car alarms you hear are urban chameleons seeking a mate. It's very difficult to estimate the world population of chameleons, since so many of them look like other things. In westernized nations, they tend to look like iPhones, or perhaps a hanging basket of flowers, or a rocky headland, possibly with a working lighthouse. If cornered, an urban chameleon will tend to look like a skirting board. No one knows for certain if they defecate. Chameleons will of course often mimic a predatory mammal, and if you own a chameleon which is attacking you regularly, the best thing to do is stand it on a sheet of glass and stare at it really hard. One thing is for sure though, if you ever vomit on a chameleon, it's pointless to try and clean it.